Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons, where a group of comedic fantasy writers get together and try to make it through a whole game of Pathfinder without accidentally dying. Let's see if we pull it off this week. As always, the odds do not look great.
Hi, I'm John Hartness, and most weeks I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, but this week I'm just me, because, well, I'm also always me. But anyway, in real life, I write things like Quincy Harker and Bubba the Monster Hunter and the Black Knight Chronicles. And sometimes I make more sense than that, but not often.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassi. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian. I was one of the writers of the Mongoliad Project. My debut novel, Skyfarer, comes out September 2017 from Angry Robot Books.
Hi, my name is Rick Gualteri, and I play Silas Kane / the Arrow of the Gods. And as somebody cruelly reminded me at Con Carolinas, I used to write the Tome of Bill series, which is now finished. But I have a bunch of upcoming works, including Lycan Moon, Midnight's Daughter, and Devil Hunters that are coming soon.
Hello, my name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy, lit RPG novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures.
Hey there, my name's Steve Webberall. I play the deeply narcissistic monk Brandon Fymester. In real life, I am the proud survivor of a Drew Hayes Power Hour and the author of the Doomsayer Journeys.
Hi, I am Drew Hayes, author of books such as Superpowers, NPCs, and Fred the Vampire Accountant, which has the fourth book, The Fangs of Freelance, coming out on July 25th. I'm the survivor of many Drew Hayes Power Hours. And this week we are here with no sponsor because this is an interlude. So I guess irresponsibility, would be a good sponsor. But if I thought of that ahead of time, that would have been responsible. And it wouldn't really fit the theme, now would it?
Or your life, you drunkard creating bastard. So I walk up to Drew on Sunday morning at Con Carolinas, and the first words out of my mouth are, "God damn it, Drew." And he just looks at me with a completely straight face and says, "That's not the first time I've been greeted like that."
It was pretty much my nickname in college. If we're telling tales about Con Carolina, I would like to address the fact that Steve casually drinks faster than pretty much anybody I know. Like, I'm not talking aggressive, like, oh, yeah, let's prove something. I mean, we'd all just get some beers, I'd turn to say something, I'd turn back, and Steve had magicked half of his away without noticing.
Well, half of it spilled out down his chin whenever he opened the bottle with his teeth.
God, I forgot about that.
I couldn't, because I was finding tooth shards on the carpet of my hotel room the whole next day.
If this sounds like the kind of bullshit you'd like to be in on, maybe pay attention next time we're announcing a con and come out and see us. We had some great folks show up who had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Fuck my teeth up.
Yeah, well.
That's British dentistry.
Oh, God.
Now we all understand why Austin Powers' teeth looked like that.
It's a cultural thing.
Mike Myers is really British, right? Of course.
It's heritage.
One of my favorite moments from Con Carolina was on Saturday when I woke up with a hangover and I went to my first panel with a beer and I cracked it. And the author next to me looks over and says, "Is that a beer?" And it was 9 a.m. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's awesome."
Wasn't that AJ?
That was AJ.
That was
That's
the
actually...
other Brit at the convention, by the way. Like, we only let 2 of them in the state at a time.
What
We had
about
a
Alan?
vote. It's like from Detroit or something.
Fair enough.
That's actually a question from one of our listeners. Emily Kaplan asks, "What is the best moment from Con Carolina?" So,
Bevan brings up the good point. Let's transition into the actual reason we're here, is to do an interlude episode. We won't be playing this time. This is one we do when we've just got too much on our plate to manage it or we're missing people. We take questions and talk about topics suggested by folks on the Facebook page, facebook.com/AuthorsAndDragons. We live blog there as well, and we take questions at the end of every episode. And I don't know why I'm saying this, because honest to God, if you've listened to the Interlude episode, you've probably listened to the real fucking shit. All right, Bevan, go ahead.
Oh, all right. Emily Kaplan asks, best moments from Carolinas?
Guest DM Emily Kaplan.
Yes.
Oh, that's true, yes.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
Off a tree.
Yeah.
the whole fucking live podcast was great.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Everybody
Yeah.
that came out to watch us fuck up and fuck off live it added so much because you guys were right there with us in our stupidity. It was fantastic.
I couldn't believe we had that big a show.
It
Yeah.
was a really good audience. It
That
was
was a
really
great
well.
audience. They booed you sons of bitches at the right times.
Oh god, yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, well, John took the easy one.
That's what I do, kids.
Speaking of Emily Kaplan and the tree jerking situation, that was one of my memorable moments in the con, because John has this voice that really carries, and he was introducing me in context of the podcast. So, oh yeah, it's Steve Werville. He jerked off a tree, and literally I could just feel everybody stopping and processing that on the entire con floor.
It was one of those perfect moments when you hit the lull and the entire room just turns.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So that's not all I do. I do other things.
Oh, I'm going to take the Going for Laughs panel that had, I think, everybody except Joe of us on it.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Right, yeah.
That was a lot of fun because they basically just turned us loose on some poor audience for an hour with minimal prompting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and poor Alethea,
Yeah, poor Alethea.
Oh, she was great.
who was just fine because
Oh, yeah. She rolled with the horse murder jokes, just real casual.
Oh man, I'm sorry I missed that one. I have like an encyclopedic knowledge of how to kill horses.
You and Bevan should talk, I guess.
Yeah.
I can mine you for like book ideas for years.
Yeah.
I have the actual encyclopedia.
So
There's
now
an encyclopedia
Caverns and
failures, the
Creatures
omnibus.
is-
There's an actual encyclopedia. Motherfucker. Could have used that a few years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely
that's
not
kind of
the best.
weird too. Should we address that? That's kind of weird.
Nope.
No.
All right.
Yeah,
Who else has a favorite moment?
I don't think it was favorite moment, but probably most surreal moment was this self-censorship panel that that Bevan and I were on, and we thought it was gonna be a fun ass panel, and like at one point they started talking about like child abuse and all these other things, and I kind of look over at him, and I could tell he was probably had the same thought going through his head that I was. It was like, how the fuck did we get here?
Yeah, in the very beginning of that panel, when that all started, I was thinking to myself, how did I not know exactly what this panel was about? I mean, in retrospect, it seems obvious, but wow, I thought that was going to be a lot of fun, and I was just a big fucking sack of uselessness.
Rick, I'm surprised you didn't pick the panel where you got to be turd for like 30 minutes.
Oh, that was definitely fun. It went faster than I thought it was going to be. Like I thought they were going to have us up there for like 45 minutes or so, and it was like bang, 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 it was done. Doing Turd's voice is fun, but it hurts my throat.
Yeah.
You got to see me try and be an introvert. Very few people have ever been treated to that show.
Was that the dating show as one of your characters panel?
Yeah, it's where
I
you
missed
try
that one. I
and
meant.
be your character and hope they choose your book.
Oh, I wish I'd seen that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that one.
We should have all come with tax questions for Drew for that one.
Oh God.
You know, I used to work
man.
as a stockbroker, right? I can fake my way through some financial discussions.
Somebody
Oh.
just got a text message.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do a little ass kissing here. My favorite part of the con was meeting Steve. I've been waiting for that for a long time.
Yeah, that was a lot of
That was really great. I can't
Well,
pin down
I mean,
one
I
Steve
would
moment,
say-
though.
I would say meeting Steve and Joe because
Yeah.
Well, Joe
Aw.
too, yes. But I met Steve online a long, long time ago, and yeah, I've been waiting for this moment.
There was music.
Yeah.
A little awkward. Like
I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Actually, it wasn't that because he had the sunglasses on. It was basically "I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred.
Unless it was Sunday morning, because I had to bring him his goddamn sunglasses because he left half his clothes in my room, and that didn't sound nearly as weird in my head.
He already said he did a power hour, John. They're assuming shit just went off the rails.
So I have probably my like two of my top moments were actually at the after parties. One of them was the room with the seizure-inducing skull cups.
Mine broke.
You guys said we were going to a writer party, and I was really polite, and I was there about an hour, and just like, this is a really weird writer party.
Yeah.
That was not a writer party.
The other one was there were two particular characters that stood out to me that weekend. One was we've all talked about Otter Jesus.
Good Otter Jesus.
And the other one was this guy. I don't know if you guys remember him. The first night he was this completely incomprehensible kind of redneck guy in a Viking hat.
Yes, hallway Viking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't. I interacted with him several times over the weekend, and every single time I walked away having no clue what he had actually said. It was this, and I'm like, is it that he's just really, really drunk, or is he incomprehensible? Because I never saw him without a beard.
Just
Yeah, but
seemed
you
to be
can say that
shouting.
of almost all of us.
True, but like this guy, like I think he literally he was standing outside a hotel room in like a Metallica t-shirt and a Viking hat with a Miller Lite in his hand, and he was going, yeah.
He talked to me for about 5 minutes. I remember doing a lot of just nodding and like inching away.
You joined a cult.
Yeah.
That
You
was
agreed
the
to
guy
let him
that-
sleep on your couch. He's going to show up tomorrow.
Didn't he say, like, Drew, did he say, like, he found your son?
Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah,
lived
and
in
he brought
downtown
out-
for a long time, so I'm pretty adept at giving drunks the disinterested face.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he dragged out some other guy. He's like, "Hey, I found your kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, that other guy was nice. We talked about how fucking weird that was for a minute. Is that everybody?
I think so.
All right. Rick, what's our next question?
All right, Legion or Legion, whatever the fuck your name is. He says, Steve, God damn it, man, when is there going to be an audiobook release of your stuff? I'm blind and or lazy, and I want a story of yours to fill my ears with.
I'd like to go first on this. Oh, wait, never mind.
Steve is currently in negotiations with a prominent independent publisher in the United States who is seeking audio rights for the Doomsayer Journeys. There may be an answer for this question in a further interlude episode.
Yeah. I'm not going to reply to that. I'm just going to sort of put on my sunglasses and defer to my manager.
You heard him. You have to defer to beer. I would have used the name of a British beer if I knew one.
Newcastle.
I'm actually drinking wine tonight.
Me too, weirdly.
Yeah, that is weird.
I have no.
There's a whole new weird tone now.
Yeah. We're all
Not
classy as
drinking it.
shit.
The other
Well, I
night,
ran out of beer.
The other night it was Cab Sav and cheddar cheese, because apparently I am an old man.
I finished a book today, so I was like, I'm going to treat myself.
It's possible that the con aged us all by about 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Saturday night.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Worcestershire Ale.
That's a sauce. You talk
And,
about
and,
whiskey
and,
sauce.
and a bed full of Bud Light.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I saw
I
it
had
too.
We bought
You
so
gotta
much beer, the
read-
bellboy took a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
last
was,
night, and he said, "Whatever happened to all that beer?" I said, "We drank it, motherfucker."
did he look at you with a mixture of horror and awe?
Yeah, he's like, "No, really." I said, "I think there was a 12-pack left over."
My favorite part was I went out for a cigarette later, and he showed me a picture on his phone and said, Look what I helped haul in earlier tonight. He said, yeah, I was with those guys.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was yours.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, look, in my belly.
All right, Rick, you got a question for More Than Steve?
Yes. Yes, our buddy Dave asks, are you planning another convention like Con Carolinas?
I'd love to do more cons. It was so much fun getting to hang out with everybody, getting to do the live podcast. I'm trying to kind of get to more cons now, but as indie guys, it's a little more work for us. We're not getting invitations blasted. We kind of have to pick a place and really apply and guest. And to go as a podcast, we have to coordinate together.
Yeah.
If you are close to a major convention with a budget to fly people in, and you think that you and all of your friends would like to see a live Authors and Dragons episode, contact your local convention and get them to fly our asses wherever.
Yep.
This is pretty much what, I was on a panel with AJ Harley, and he that was his exact thing. He was like, John can sell anything.
That's AJ's very polite way of saying Harkness is a great big whore.
It also is worth mentioning that John knew not quite literally, but almost literally every person at this con.
Yeah.
It was really unnerving. It was like, holy shit, like John Hartness is the mayor of the Charlotte Underground.
Yeah, like if you had said anything to anybody bad about him, it would have gotten back to him.
Yeah, by the way, Rick,
I put out a few feelers.
That is extremely creepy to think about.
In all fairness, I'm pretty sure if we had said anything negative about you, we would have been beaten to death long before it got back to you.
Yeah.
No, I would have just thrown you in the pond. There are leeches.
Oh. Well, so that's a coordinated one. Does anybody have any upcoming cons they want to talk about?
I think John and I are both going to be at Dragon Con, right?
Yeah, we will. We'll both be at Dragon Con. If you want to find us in the evenings, we'll be in the lobby bar of the Westin Hotel in downtown Atlanta. I'm recording this in my hotel room at AwesomeCon in DC, which will be over by the time you've heard it. But I'm doing LibertyCon in Chattanooga on 4th of July weekend. It's also already sold out, so you can't come see me there either. But then I'm doing Congregate in High Point on the weekend of July 14th or 16th or whatever, 2 weeks after that is. So I'm doing Con Carolinas was the start of me doing 4 conventions in 8 weeks.
Goddamn.
Nice.
Yeah, not getting near enough writing done in the month of June and July.
It's like a Conan thing. It's like, we cannot do cons, so John does cons for us.
Pretty much. But yeah, Dragon Con will be a place you can see me and Bevan.
Hang on!
Woo!
Anybody else
Really
have
cool.
cons?
I got nothing.
That does remind me, just that shouting there, of another good Charlotte moment. Not a good Charlotte moment, they're a terrible band, aren't they? Another memorable moment from the con was walking back from lunch with Joseph Brassi just stamping across this square, doing a Bjorg impression, shouting about toxic masculinity. While all the normal people just watched this from afar.
Just slowly backing away, grabbing their kids.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to shout the opposite of what someone in that voice should say in that voice. This is how you do a flower arrangement, you Philistine!
Are we all going to try to do Contraflow again this year?
When is it?
I can't do that one this year.
It was October, I think.
No, October's shot for me.
I'm doing the West Virginia Book Festival. I think it conflicts.
Not looking good.
There you go.
That was a fun one. Was also a pricey one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was a little expensive.
Well, that's
But-
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am looking at trying to do Gen Con next year. I think, Joe, you said you were going to try and do that one too, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. My publisher is there every year, so
Maybe in 2018, Authors and Dragons at Gen Con. I will say this, I'm definitely going back to Con Carolinas. I had a ton of fun there. So
Awesome.
you can look
Well,
for
I
us
think-
next year there.
I think that's the one we can all pretty much, thanks to John, we can all pretty much guarantee to, be invited to, and then, if Steve's only going to make one a year, if that's even a thing, then that'd be a good one for all of us.
I'd love to make one a year. That'd be great.
And Con Carolinas was very happy. And if you guys came to the con to see Authors and Dragons, if you could let the convention know about that, then it helps us leverage things like, hey, do you want all of us? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because conventions need to know if we bring people.
But then we're going to start hearing things like, yeah, we want all of you, except that Rick Gualtieri guy.
Yeah.
We heard
Well,
he pretended to be a Sasquatch with a poop name, and we are uncomfortable with that.
We got an actual A&D question here from Aaron.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
If your character ever permanently dies, is there any particular class you'd like to roll next?
Jorcerer the Sorcerer.
oh my lord.
Have we answered this on another interlude?
Yeah, I think we
I think
have
we've
addressed
done this one. Because I remember
Yes.
Steve's Stan Dandy Liver.
The rogue, Stan Dandy Liver.
Yeah.
I want to roll up an assassin named Johnny Three Dicks. I just got to that part of Forging Hephaestus today on the audiobook.
The Legend of Johnny Freedix. I like to think
Once
we
again-
sowed something of a legend that weekend with our musings on exactly what Johnny Freedix was.
Which was another awesome moment at Con Carolinas when that little old lady asked Drew exactly, like, okay, so why is he called Johnny Three Dicks?
Are they like stacked? Is it like a tentacle thing? And I'll tell you all what I told her. I can't tell you. It's spoilers.
Yeah, listen to the fucking audiobook. Don't spoil it, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Scott asks, would each of you be willing to write a short backstory for your A&D character and release them all together in a compilation book? Yeah.
Rick,
As it
I think you
happens.
got the answer for that. You shared that earlier with us. Oh, wait, no, that's something we're not supposed to talk about. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
We've already got one secret project we're
Yeah.
ass behind on.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be willing to write a Klaus Richter story.
I would like to see a Klaus Richter story.
I think that would be really funny. I want to see it. I want to learn about the fear of bears.
I think the only problem with that is Steve is already working on the standalone Brandon Thighmaster backstory novel. So I don't know if he could pop that in.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be a novel. I think it's probably going to be either a kind of a long short story, maybe a novella. So
I was thinking about 30,000 words a piece would be, or 25,000 words a piece would give us a great sized ebook.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Damn, if we only knew
Paperback?
somebody who owned a publishing company.
Listen, John, you don't have to keep asking. I'll do it, okay?
All right, coming soon from Thunder Bears Falls. What is that fucking thing called?
Thunder Pair Publishing.
Right, Thunder Vagina Publishing.
Named it after the least popular character in my worst selling book.
Fuck you, audience.
I named mine after a beer you can't even buy anymore.
Guess I'm gonna have to make Dave Publishing.
You know what's funny is I actually own the domain for Broken Bridge Publishing, the fictional publishing company from my Spells, Swords, and Stealth book, just because I was like, I should have that just in case.
You should make a dummy website.
I should.
And tell people that Broken Bridge will be at every con you're going to be at.
But you have to find it first. That's the trick.
Right.
Oh, but you need to put a form field on there for submissions.
I dare you. Oh my god.
Oh.
I want to know if you get some of the same slush that I reject.
All right, Rick.
Right. All right. Eduardo writes, what is your preferred writing setup and method? You know, MS Word, audio dictation, spiral notebook, sacrificing, or blood on vellum, whatever that means.
I mean, I use Vellum to build ebooks, but I don't bleed on it. That would fuck up my Mac.
I think vellum's a type of paper or something, isn't it?
No, it's a program or
It's
something.
it's a Mac
It's
program.
both.
Right, but isn't it named after a
alright.
type of paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that's
Yeah,
what
yes.
we're talking
The same way that MS Word is named after words.
Yeah.
about.
The
I
word.
use
Is MS
papyrus.
Word named after multiple sclerosis? Because that's kind of weird.
I sketch out my plots in notebooks in ink made from mouse blood. That's what I do. No, I use Scrivener.
Yeah.
I get very drunk, go to the mountains, scream, and whatever I hear back in the echo, that's the plot. Also, I use MS Word for writing and Trello.com for outlining.
It was really great when Drew turned in this book that was entirely consisting of the word "a" repeated over and over again.
My best book yet, honestly.
We call it primal scream literature.
I record my farts using Audacity and play them backwards, and then use Dragon Naturally Speaking to transpose it into kind of words. Actually, I use Scrivener on a Mac.
I use just Open Office because I'm cheap, and then when I'm ready to publish, I convert that into a Word file, and then use my wife's computer, which has a Korean version of MS Word. And I took a photograph of the settings of how my formatting should be, and I don't understand any of it, but I just put the settings identical, and it seems to work okay.
Jesus.
Wow.
Bevan.
I think there are type formatters out there in our audience who are physically twitching and their eyeballs might be bleeding now.
Yeah.
The best part of it is that sounds like the bullshit we were making up for fun. That seems real process.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Are you doing that just to convert to ebook?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Calibre will take the Open Office file format.
He's
Yeah.
got a system. Don't mess with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sells a lot of fucking dead
I-
horse and dick jokes now.
I took a picture.
You know
I
what?
got my
Fuck it.
shit
It
down.
ain't broke. It ain't broke.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna see a post. I lost a picture. Fuck it, I'm done.
That's how Bevan's career ends.
No, that I have lost the picture before, but all I gotta do is open up one of my old files and check the formatting on that, and then take another picture.
My God, he's unstoppable.
I thought you were gonna say I made like 50 copies.
This is like the hardest working version of lazy I've ever seen. Oh God, who's next?
All right, we already answered Emily's. Mark asks, Wikipedia says Bjorg is a feminine name. Was there a major lifestyle choice in his past we haven't heard about?
No. Actually, for full disclosure, I was not aware of that when I first picked it because I was just trying not to do Bjorn because that's kind of obvious. But in my head, I like to think that Bjorg's background is rather unusual and that his mother was rather aggressively progressive. So,
If I ever fucked a girl named Bjorg, I'm sure she'd have me crying at the end.
I am sure that I'm sure that any of my Scandinavian friends who listen to this are in stitches every time.
It kind of fits the character. He's got that
It does.
Yeah.
conflict
Well, you
going
know.
on.
If you want to go the more strict way, it's like, do you want to tell him that's not a boy's name?
So, I mean, Bjorn clearly believes in violence as conflict resolution, but it's not the only conflict resolution.
No. He also believes in flower arrangement competitions.
Yeah, we're talking about having sex with a girl named Bjork, but I'm sure there's like a scenario where our characters will be drinking and Drew will have us be doing dice rolls and it will just go badly.
Is
God
this the
damn it,
tragic
Slash
inevitability of our podcast?
Oh,
The best
Jesus
part about
Christ,
that, Rick,
no.
is that you set it up like I was going to put you in that situation when I think, if nothing else, the live game proved that I can't put you in anything worse than you'll do to yourselves.
I found the hole and crawled in it. God damn it.
You were supposed to fight the dragon. Why, you fucking Bjork?
Yes! Like,
Why
the
are you
dragon
doing
wasn't a
that?
euphemism? Oh.
Get off my leg.
That leg's not a tree trunk, Brandon.
I am flattered but confused.
Oh, we put that forward as a ridiculous outcome, but it's, I guess, in the context of the podcast, that's entirely feasible, isn't it?
We've had
Like-
someone fail to shit in a bowl. Yeah, really anything's on the table.
I was trying to piss in a bowl, and I shit my pants. Just to be clear.
That's so much better.
No, I was trying to piss in a bowl. I shit myself.
Spoiler alert if this is your first episode.
If you're starting with the fourth interlude episode.
Yeah, that's what you have to look backward to, kids.
Good times.
One of my friends asked me if I wanted to get into Authors and Dragons, do I have to go back and listen to the whole backlog? And I honestly told her, nah, you're fine.
No, start with the Con Carolinas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good starting
It's a-
point.
Yeah.
It's a good taster.
It's a good jump in, because you don't have to know anything, but
We proved
you
that.
really you get a sense of the characters. I love that we're shilling the previous episode on the episode no one's
Yeah.
going to listen to.
We're not doing fuck all this week, so. And we had a sponsor last time. All of us were showing up drunk.
All of us were showing up drunk.
Yeah, well, it actually worked out really well, the live podcast, for the most part. It didn't cock up in any way I imagined it might. So it was good.
Sad that we didn't have it on video, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We managed to get through.
Yeah.
We managed to not all die, which we thought was a real possibility.
And pictures exist.
And pictures exist.
All right, Rick, do you have another question? I hope a few.
Yes. Yes. JR asks the rather ambiguous, what is your quest?
Ours are our characters.
I have no fucking idea.
I feel like they've listened to the podcast enough to know that the characters don't have any real goals, so let's go with ours.
Okay.
Do we have to cite something about average flight speed of swallows? Is that why the end game is here?
No, you're fine. You got the obligation out of the way.
Okay. All right. Just as long as we're all on the same page. What is your quest? That's quite deep.
Money
That's a
and fame.
smoking area question.
Money and fame.
Well,
Yeah, that pretty much covers it.
Yeah.
All the burritos I can eat.
I want to have
Actually,
a
yeah.
yacht so big that I have a smaller yacht inside of it, and inside that yacht is the extra large cocaine fountain.
I'd like a yacht made of burritos. So,
I want to be cool enough to hang out on Drew and Steve's yacht.
mine is a one-man yacht. It's made of burritos, John. Come on, be realistic.
John, you can come on my yacht. The big one, not the small one with the cocaine fountain. That's for touring and display.
All right, that's fine. Because I bet there's probably an entire weed room on the big yacht with the cocaine fountain.
Well, yeah, there's going to be the weed room, the pill room, the, gambling room. It's basically just a decadence and sin-filled area so that everybody can have their kind of party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my new quest. I just want to hang out on Drew's fantasy yacht.
Hey man, I
That's
really am
okay.
aiming for that JK Rowling money.
I said that to somebody last week. I'm like, nah, fuck Stephen King money. Fuck George R. R. Martin money. I want J.K. Rowling money.
Yeah.
See that would be great. Like, J.K. Rowling, she pretty much uses her money for good. Drew gets famous. A yacht made of cocaine.
I don't even do cocaine. It's really just a status piece.
But wait, cocaine's water soluble. I don't think we can make the yacht out of cocaine. Oh, fuck it.
With enough.
We got a
No,
yacht
no,
made
no,
of
no,
potatoes.
No. You want to take this to a level of decadence. You like create a scientific grant designed to divert scientific money that could be used on climate change and curing cancer into a fund to develop the ability to have a yacht made of cocaine on the open ocean. It's like, yes, we are going to dam the planet so that I can ride the white powder all the way to London.
Also, I feel like you're overlooking a very easy solution. Remember, one yacht is already inside a bigger yacht, so just make the small yacht the cocaine yacht.
Oh, I think I assumed.
Oh, I thought we were going to have a third yacht that was encompassing the giant yacht made of cocaine.
We're all really gonna have to develop a taste for cocaine to go through on this plan, guys. Like,
Yeah. Now I feel like I have to.
yeah.
Well,
You develop a taste for cocaine, and that's the quickest way to not be able to afford a cocaine yacht.
That's fair. The cocaine yacht is something you can only have if you don't do cocaine.
It's correct. We'd have J.K. Rowling money for a glorious 3 hours.
But then we
I
have
was
a
gonna
lot
say,
of fucking coke.
J.K. Rowling uses her money for good. Drew gets J.K. Rowling money and it is gone in 2 weeks.
Make it
You are
to
totally
J.K. Rowling.
overestimating Drew's restraint.
I come from southeastern Texas. I mean, the history of lotto winners from there is not good.
Yeah, but something that would make the most epic VH1 Where Are They Now? He made a 100-foot yacht made of waterproof cocaine. And that's it.
They cut to like
Saying, I think to further twist the knife, I'd probably make a giant J.K. Rowling statue out of cocaine, and then email me videos of me snorting it to J.K. Rowling.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Steve took the cocaine boat thing in a weird direction.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
want to do something stupider than the guys who that movie Masterminds was written about, because those people are from my city.
You know,
All right,
after
how
this
about-
bit, like, no one's
the
gonna
problem is-
believe we're not all coke fiends, right?
The problem is I can picture Steve's video in my head.
It'd be great if he never mentioned the fact that it was shaped like J.K. Rowling. He just chopped it up, did it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, that.
All right, I got it. I want a yacht shaped like a shark with like moving jaw pieces, and I'm gonna aim for Hugh Howey's yacht while he's posing nude on it and eat it.
Send pictures of that to J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, as long as we're in this scenario, we may as well kill Hugh Howie, I suppose.
I'm not saying kill him. I just want to. Well, I've never said that. I just wanted to see his face.
I just want
As
to eat his
my
yacht while
shark
he's stranded
yacht
at sea with
is-
nothing.
Evan, I've run your scenario through my mind. There's no way Hugh Howie's getting out of it alive. I can't see it happening.
We've done the math.
Well, maybe
crunchy.
Drew's
It
cocaine
just
yacht is close
engulfs
by.
it.
Yeah.
And Hugh Howie's all like, "Oh my God, there's a giant shark yacht," and he's nude, and then like his erection fades and whatever. I don't know. I haven't thought this through.
You clearly thought this through a lot.
I think you've got the key points.
So his shark yacht eats that. He jumps into the water. Drew saves him, pulls him onto his cocaine yacht, where Steve is snorting a life-size statue of J.K. Rowling.
That's
is
our
awesome.
fucking quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
You want a quest? There's a fucking quest.
If you'd like to help
God.
fund that quest, we're setting up the Patreon page.
At patreon.com/authors and dragons coke fund.
The top donor level is just called the Rowling experiment.
Somebody's getting a fucking cease and desist letter after this episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna just beep out every time we say their name. I want that beep money. The running cat, they'll never know. They'll never know who we're talking about.
I don't know. Naked on the yacht kind of narrows the field.
It's kind of weird that we went that deep into yachts and cocaine, but we didn't really mention the fact that Hugh Howey's basically living that life. Not the cocaine part. I don't know what the man's drugs
But
are.
the naked on the yacht part.
Yeah. Hugh Howey's pretty much living the quest.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Well, it's going to be hard to top that question.
Yeah, that really spun out of control.
I forgot there was a question.
I was like, what were we talking about again? I don't know. I lost track of it. Somewhere around Yacht made of cocaine and Steve snorting JK Rowling.
Also made of cocaine.
Also made of cocaine. But very
He's
clear,
not
Steve never
sporting like
threatened a
live
living
JK
author.
Rowling.
That was Bevan's jam.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
I hope so.
Yeah, here's something. Yeah, Steven kind of brings us down from the fun and asks, what would the SP universe characters do in the critical failures world?
Probably
Shit themselves
beat the shit out of a lot of things.
Superpowers versus
Yeah.
critical failures.
Yeah, if the people with the superpowers and the 4 years of military style martial training were dropped in with a bunch of player characters who had just gotten their powers.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what the critical failures core characters do. They probably go hide in the whore's head in and wait for this shit to blow over.
Yeah, they would probably fuck out of there as hard and fast as possible.
Yeah.
That's not true. Herschel would probably love it, but the rest of them would be like, no, fuck this. We're out. All right, there we go. That's done. Now back to the fun
All right.
stuff.
All right, Lyle asks, at the con, did anybody get more shithouse than the rest? And who had the most prodigious hangover?
Oh, I thought I was going to die on Saturday at one of the panels. I had 2 early morning panels. I got through the first one on momentum, and probably because I was still drunk. But then I did the panel with Joe on fight scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally thought I was going to throw up in front of everyone. But I didn't. I was a brave man.
That would have been amazing, considering that for a portion of that panel you were talking about family history of owning liquor stores.
Yeah.
I think that would have been just magnificently timed.
So I was about to say I don't think anybody really got more shit-faced than anybody else. And then I remembered there's definitely one story that paints a winner portrait.
And I think that portrait might be carved in blood along someone's spine.
Yeah, let's
I'm
give
not
them.
going to share that one unless Bevan wants that shared.
Let's.
Well, you kind of just fucking did, didn't you?
Well, I can edit that part out, man. This
We
isn't
might
live.
have
I
out-
can edit that shit.
No, that's fine. We went to the pool the other day, and I'd forgotten about that because I was trying to keep it for my wife, but yeah, she put sunscreen on me, and said, "What happened?" And yeah, I fell down the escalator backwards. I was riding up the escalator, going to bed for the night, or maybe I was just going up for a cigarette. It turned out that after the fact, I went to bed for the night, but yeah, and then I had my rolling cooler with me, as I do, and for whatever reason, it was in front of me. That might have been what caused all the confusion. But yeah, I just lost my step and fell backwards, and then the cooler spilled all the cans of beer on me, and because I was lying on my back, feet up, head down, I wasn't able to push myself up very well, and the end of the escalator is coming. It's coming. Oh no. To be fair, I don't think that would have had a tragic ending if I'd made it to the top, but it was scary at the time.
Good Lord.
But the front desk person came and stopped the elevator or escalator, and he asked me, "Are you okay, sir?" in a voice that, you know, he was being as polite as he could be, but also like, oh my God, you're a jackass, and you know, to be, you know, that's not a slight against him. I was a jackass, and you know, shit that he shouldn't have to deal with. But yeah, so I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, sir. Just as long as you're all right. And yeah, that was the story. He helped me pick up my beer and helped me up, and I went to bed.
I can only imagine if that quote unquote tragic ending had happened. Like we wake up the next morning, we're like, oh, what's all the giant like squeegees here for you?
Bucket full of Bevan.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
he
now the
died as he
question is
wanted
gonna
to
be,
live in a cooler.
That is fair.
at what point in every con does Bevan capsize a cooler full of beer?
2 at this one.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 2 for 2. The first contraflow, I wasn't even drunk. I just I don't know what happened. It was a different cooler, and then I lost the handle, and it opened, and oh, there was so much more beer in that one, and ice, and it was all over the Hilton lobby floor.
You also did that at the end of the podcast when we were just packing up. All right, guys, pack up.
That's what I meant when I
All
said
over your
2
ass.
at this one.
All right, I'm 3 for 2. Never mind. I felt really bad about that because it was like all over the wires and shit, and I didn't know what to do. I was gonna. I mean, I picked up the beer and stuff, but yeah,
There you go.
they're like, just go.
That could have been the motto for dealing with us at every con. Just go.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what you folks have mostly submitted. There's a couple more on the end we'll get back to at the very end, but there's some left over from an episode we did a little while back we didn't get to, and we said we would, and damn it, we keep our word. Drunkenly and late, but we keep our word. So Chad asks, all right, so if you could pick a theme song for each of your characters, what would that song be? You too, Drew.
Well, I think Silas is pretty obvious. Bad Religion.
Would Fandango be Californication?
Ooh, that's pretty good. I was trying to come up with.
Oh god, what's the one? The Clarence Cotta. Ooh,
Focus.
shit! Clarence
Clarence
Cotta.
Stroking.
Stroking, that's it.
That's it. That's Fandango.
Oh, I just took myself back to so many middle school dances trying to remember that. Why were they playing that in middle school? Jesus Christ!
But because you're from Southeast Texas.
Yeah, fair enough. Fuck! Make more farm children!
Feed them corn! Feed them corn, we need to make them bigger.
Grain won't haul itself! So Bad Religion and Stroking.
Klaus might be Creep.
I figured that might be I Fought the Law and the Law Won.
or Down to the Well by the Pixies.
Oh.
That's a nice seedy one. Always love that one. I think Brandon Firemaster is probably just some uncomfortably serious, hardcore German techno.
Okay, that's 100% right, said Fred.
I was about to say, are we not going with I'm Too Sexy?
Or maybe Sachet Shantae by RuPaul.
You better work.
I do kind of like the hardcore German techno thing, though. That has a nice lilt to it.
Yeah, Bjorg's might be Du Hast.
Yeah.
Or
You
some
know,
weird
I could-
drinking song.
Actually, I kind of like the idea of either it being that or it being some obscure German drinking song in a very jovial voice, or to completely throw this off, it could be I'm Walking on Sunshine because he's a very happy man. I actually,
Hills are alive.
I like the idea of him murdering his way through a scene to something like "I'm Walking on Sunshine" or "Come on."
I'd like to see a Walking on Sunshine music video with Bjorg.
Yeah, that would be rad. He would have to be like mass murdering in the most horrible as he does it.
Like walking on a rainbow, chopping people's heads off and shit.
It could totally be like that the Team Fortress promo for Meet the Pyro, where basically you have this intercut between all of these horrified people being killed, and then how he's seeing it, which is like a rainbow Candyland world.
Or even better yet, it would be like what's his name? Christopher Walken and Weapon of Choice. But, like doing all those moves and chopping people's heads off. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That sounds great.
Christopher Walken on Sunshine.
There you go. Best of all worlds.
My God.
Part of me wants to be really counterintuitive and say something like it would be Judge Hungry coming out to fuck the police. But I think I'd rather just double down on my sad construct and make his theme song Mad World, the really bummer song from Donnie Darko.
Oh, wow.
That's probably more Footstools.
No, Footstool's a pretty cheery guy. Actually, Footstools is fuck the police. I'm gonna. We're done.
Done.
If you could each give one of the characters any magic item, what would it be? Did we do that one?
I don't think so, because it might be a nice hint.
You just had to guess DM load you up on shit.
We still haven't worked out what the magical items we got from our non-stingy GMs actually do.
Yeah. Listen, your dad sent you back from the weekend. You're with your real parent now. No more ice cream for breakfast bullshit. How about if there was one magical item you knew your character was like really quest for, like what would that be? Like what does your character really want out of magical items? Because if I just let you give it to them, that's a little sort of instant killing.
Yeah, fuck that noise. I want a guitar of instant seduction.
Oh shit, Clarence Carter.
Stuart Jaffe is with me at this con, and over my shoulder I just heard him say, "Yeah, dude, that's just called a guitar." Not even on the podcast, he's fucking funnier than me. God damn it.
That's the thing about playing Brandon Firemaster is he's kind of this perversion of warrior monk Zen, where it's all about the ego. So he's not necessarily thinking about how he can be made better. So I don't think the character would really want anything, except maybe
oil of infinite glistening or something.
Yeah, it's like
a mirror that could truly reflect how rad he was.
But is there such a thing? Like an endless decanter, but with oil.
Oh, God.
You could get a hat that keeps it upside down over his head.
So he's just dripping all the time. He leaves a trail like a slug.
God.
This was like a monkey's paw curse.
It's like that Soul Glow stuff from Coming from America, wherever he goes. Like this.
Oh God! I did I ever tell you about? I was with a friend. Well, I thought they were a friend, and we were cruising Netflix and looking for something to just drink and watch. And I was like, "Oh shit, Coming to America!" And he was like, "Ooh, Eddie Murphy."
Oh,
but I was
goodbye.
like, wait, what's the earliest Eddie Murphy you've seen? And he was like, I think The Nutty Professor. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of fair. That's a fair reaction.
Yeah,
that is fair.
Yeah.
There was a complete cliff edge in Eddie Murphy's career, and he's on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
Was this person older than 6?
I think they were only like a few years younger than me, but I mean, if you taste late Eddie Murphy before early Eddie Murphy, you're not going to go back for a second bite.
Or either that, or
Yeah.
you like watch and be like, "What happened?"
Yeah. Just gets to the end like, this is bullshit.
You know, somebody just watched The Nutty Professor, and then you force them to watch Delirious and just watch their head explode.
Oh.
Oh Lord. We're still in the magic item question, right?
We are. We're just fucking all about tangents tonight.
I think so. There's two things that come to mind that Bjorg would actually want, like that he would want himself, if assuming he knew what the range of magic items were that would be available. One would probably either be some sort of cornucopia of endless food, or some sort of like ring of jumping, because Bjork's greatest regret is that sometimes it's hard for him to get close to things quickly. And the idea of simply being able to just jump right over walls is immensely appealing to him. And I think it would honestly make him utterly terrifying.
Just descending from the sky like a huge...
Our walls will save us from this north mountain. Oh no, he's up. He's very high. Why is he coming down?
It's like a giant, ultra armed kangaroo.
Yeah. The best part is I'm picturing him screaming, "Hello, nice to meet you."
Yes, exactly. I thought I would come visit your fortress.
Walls
My
can't stop
decorating
him.
is nice.
I think Klaus would like a ring of improved invisibility, because that would allow him to be both more cowardly and he could steal shit off Silas more easily, and those are his motivations.
Ring of being an asshole.
Yeah.
I think Silas already has the weapon of his dreams, the magical arrows of Toreg, and the more he can't grasp them, the happier that makes him.
Okay, so we did that one. Drew, your islands remind me of the manga One Piece. Did it have any inspiration for you? No, I really just wanted to get these assholes into different environments, and at the speed they were moving, an island adventure seemed like the fastest method, because how many episodes did it take to get from the first town to the port that was not far away?
It was an entire episode to open a door. Twice.
Yeah, the door you betrayed. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. So now that everyone's back, what did the players enjoy most about the Guest DM series?
Ooh,
Getting an actual magical items and gold.
All right, yeah, me too.
Silas was right in one episode.
We'll never forgive Misty for that. Never.
Got the pole dance on a tree, I guess. That was memorable. I liked all the...
What are the most memorable moments?
What was your favorite
from
moment
the Guest DM.
in the Guest DM series?
Oh, gotcha. Well, I was only there for Misty, so I gotta say, actually, just I think Silas detecting evil on the quiche. that was kind of an understated moment, but it was classic Silas.
All right, that is the last of our old questions. I think we have a few more on the current page, so I'm going to throw back to Rick. Rick! I pointed the finger guns at you, but we're on Skype, so you can't tell that.
I'm pointing fingers too, but... Chris asks, in the first episode, John said that Fandingo needed a new name. Were there other names you each considered for your characters before deciding?
No.
Not really.
I was nearly Chuck Master, but I thought Chuck had been overdone. There you go. That's the peek behind the curtain of the creative process.
You really can't underestimate how little thought went into some of this.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. Somebody on the page thought I was dead again.
And at our next convention, we will be having the funeral of Drew Hayes.
At our next convention, Drew Hayes will autograph any copies of Poison Elves that you bring him to sign.
To be fair, I'll sign pretty much anything if you come out to visit. I mean, you made the effort. What the fuck? I don't care. I'll write my name on anything.
Have you ever a copy of Poison Elves?
Say what?
Have you ever autographed a copy of Poison Elves?
I have not.
I think that's what has to happen now.
Well, someone who's a fan of both Drew Hayeses will have to bring that out.
You think I'm not, motherfucker?
I have been deeply tempted to introduce myself in a public setting as like a fake name, and you know me as the actor who portrays the fictional character Drew Hayes.
You should go to a con just dressed as a ghost.
I'm Drew Hayes.
All right. Matthew asks a rather self-masturbatory question. Who is the group's favorite person wearing a green shirt with a T-Rex joke on it that you met at Con Carolinas? And I think the answer is the other one.
The other one. Definitely the other one.
That was Matthew.
Yeah,
There were a lot of it. I don't remember what T-shirt Matthew was wearing, so I feel like I failed him in that respect.
I don't remember a pretty fair amount of details, but that was just hangovers and general nerves.
I remember the slutty Pikachus that keep on popping up everywhere. That was an existential crisis. 'Cause I didn't really grow up with nerd culture at all, so that was weird. I've never been so glad to be married. Not sure if I could handle waking up being sexually rejected by a Pokemon. Where do you go from there?
To the bar. Always to the bar.
Well, there was some point where Drew offered to let some redhead beat me up or something for some stupid thing. She's like, "Oh, you
could beat you up," and I said, "Sure," because I mean, what am I gonna say? No, you can't beat up Silas. Honestly, I think we should make getting to punch Rick in the stomach a perk. Like if you come to a Patreon.
That would save us a whole lot of effort.
I might vote against that one.
But you're going to be outvoted.
Yeah, super outvoted. I can see Rick being like, I'm not going to do that. It's only for Patreon subscribers over $10. Let me see the money. Let me see put the money on the table. Does anybody, I guess we're out of questions now. Does anybody else want to talk about just fun shit from Con Carolinas or general fun shit? We've got some time to fill.
Just trying to remember things. There was the Rocky Horror Party that we accidentally walked into that I thought was the writer party, and then saw that young man in his golden underpants and thought, this probably isn't the writer party.
I don't really understand why that was a giveaway.
I had a good stroke of luck in that the only panel I went to where I was entirely surrounded by consummate professionals was the only one where I forgot to bring a beer. I wasn't like trashed on every panel. I should probably make that clear because we're making a lot of jokes. I just had a bad hangover and I was nursing a lot of Mike's Hard Lemonades. And if you read my blogs, you know, I don't give a shit what you think about that because those things will cure a goddamn hangover.
Remember after the con, I was trying to explain the concept of ferret Jesus to my family, and you know, they were just kind of looking at me like, "The fuck, dude."
That's a difficult concept to explain.
Yeah, I was there, and I don't know that I understand ferret Jesus.
I had a long and heartfelt conversation with that man/ferret. Damned if I could remember a word of it, but it felt good.
I think me and Drew argued with him about professional wrestling.
You shouldn't argue with a man dressed as a ferret about professional wrestling.
Yeah.
At that point, he was half undressed as a ferret, which I think is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more you than me. I turned and walked away. I learned long ago not to argue about professional wrestling, especially while drinking, because that shit leads to fights.
I'm pretty sure I felt like I could take the ferret at that point.
Well, yeah, but then you got to deal with the assault charges.
Yeah. Man
No,
in ferret drowned in hotel pool.
Yeah. I guess you don't have to worry about that, John. The cops would show up and they'd be like, John! And you'd be like, hey, my drinking buddies!
Yeah, but you know, the problem there is, like, you know, then it's like on the third day, ferret Jesus rose again.
But the con's over by then.
Yeah. Nobody's
Because
problem.
Because if I beat him to death Friday night, it's Monday when he rises from the dead, and I'm at home. I'm not going back to that hotel for a year. Fuck it.
Dude, redo your math. If you kill him on Friday, he rises on
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, it's Good
No, it was
Friday
Friday
and
night.
Easter Sunday.
Yeah, but it was late Friday night when I argued with really nipped out ferret naked Jesus.
We can't expect this entire thing to be biblically accurate.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm the fucking minister, all right? Leave me alone.
I mean, all right,
you know Ferret God is going to cut like corners there.
Fine, I'll admit it. I did tell someone they could beat up Rick for 30 pieces of silver. All right, that was the part.
Yeah, I want my fucking cut.
How much of a cut do you take, Rick?
Depends on what they hit.
I feel like one of my favorite con moments in general was at Contraflow when we were all piss drunk from doing Power Hours.
Yeah.
And I walked downstairs and I saw John with a group of people, and he had ordered from Domino's, but he hadn't gotten any of the terrible pizza. He'd only ordered what was at the time the new stuffed cheesy bread. And I literally felt like my mind was fucking blown because it never occurred to me that you could do that. Good. So I was like, you don't have to order the pizza to get the cheese. You can just buy the cheesy bread.
Yeah, wasn't I drinking like a straight out of a 2-liter Coke?
Probably, man. What part of we were piss drunk?
Yeah.
I was ordering Domino's in a hotel lobby at 1 o'clock in New Orleans.
Gotta say, as good as Con Carolinas was, the parties at Contraflow.
Yeah.
Much more rocking.
And we were like the fucking suburban housing development midlife dad brigade attacking Bourbon Street.
Oh, God.
A lot of fucking khaki cargo shorts.
Yep.
Yeah. I've so far not gone to a con that didn't involve me drinking out of a flashing skull cup at some point. And that's a weird precedent to set, but it's where we are.
God.
That's what you got to judge them all by now from going forward. This was I sold a shitload of books, met a lot of people, but no fucking skull cup, so fuck you.
I still have that New Orleans skull cup. I might start bringing it with me to cons when I drive. I just don't want to fly.
I think that's another thing I left in John's room.
See, I think that would be great. Like, first thing in the morning, you show up with a beer and pour it into the flashing skull mug in the middle of the panel.
That is not going to help your hangover.
The Mike's hard will.
Oh, yeah. That's
flashing. Right. Gotcha.
Right.
I'd say the power hours weren't what I was expecting. They were a lot more fun and organized. They were actually a really good way to sort of get into getting shit-faced.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a lot more sociable than I thought. I thought we were just going to be sitting in a dark room. Just trying not to die.
Nah, they're fun. That was the problem, though, is we tried to record the one we did at Contraflow, and it was way too sociable. Like, I usually do them just me and my friend Ruby, and us shooting the shit is, like, small enough that you could still see the power hour. But when we tried to do a room full of people, it was just a fucking shit show. I think I've got that somewhere. I should make that into one, even though it's unwatchable.
Put that on your Patreon and smoke it.
Oh.
The lost power hour.
Does anybody want to throw out one last question or topic to close us out with?
We've decided, as I'm writing this Brandon Firemaster short story / novella, that our listeners can compete to have a character in the short story named after them. And all they have to do is take a photo of themselves or a loved one or a pet with some Authors and Dragons merchandise, flexing, and we will decide who is the most awesome, and the most awesome will be named as a character in the tentatively titled The Totally Legend of Brandon Firemaster. So there's that.
You can get a flurry of blows by Brandon Firemaster.
Wait, let's not make this weird.
And just for the record, that Brandon Firemaster, trifold pamphlet you brought I'm surprised none of us brought that up. That was definitely one of the greatest things at Con Carolinas.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun handing them out as though they were an actual religious pamphlet.
You know what I liked is that like the like either I think it was Sunday morning or so, I was walking around and I just saw like pamphlets in random places everywhere.
We may have started a movement there. Let's hope so.
My kids are still wearing the badges.
Nice.
I am too, actually. I've got one of the badges on my lanyard here at AwesomeCon.
Hey,
Which one is it? The punching one?
Yeah, it's the one of the punching the squirrel.
Yeah, that's.
I'm just gonna tell everybody it's a jerk off. It's a jerk off metaphor.
Oh.
Unless they look like they might be into that, and then I'll tell them it's a metaphor for anal.
got to keep on your toes.
Yeah, one of the things we did learn at Con Carolinas was that Steve is just as funny in person as he is on the podcast, which is bullshit.
Yeah, we hate
Yeah, it's just not fair. And not only that, Steve's friend is funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, also apologize to Alan. I heard the podcast. I was like, oh, I was drunk calling him Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a question earlier about the worst hangover. I think that might have been Alan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
didn't see him.
He got to
For,
sleep it off, though.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't even move. He could have been dead for all I knew for a good couple of hours, but then I went up and his eyes were open and I felt better about things. So
Okay, I've got one question to close us out. Since we've talked a shitload about cons in this episode, probably way too much, to be honest. If you were building a con and you could make one panel specifically for yourself, whether it's because whether it was because you could be especially informative or because you just feel like it would be a shitload of fun, because then you could stock it with your buddies or whatever, what panel would you create?
How much do you love Robert Bevan?
Just people bowing for 50 minutes.
yeah, there's not a table. There's just a DS.
Signing titties.
Done it. Done it. At a con.
Nice.
In Tennessee. At like 1 p.m, not even in a room party drunk. Middle of the fucking day at the end of a panel.
What was his name?
If Bevan's cool proved nothing, it's that you don't have to be late in the day to drink.
Fair enough. I don't know. I've gotten to where a lot of the cons I go to let me do a Falstaff book spotlight hour-long panel all my own, so I kind of feel like I shouldn't ask for anything else. They kind of let me sit up in the front of the room and jerk off for an hour.
Nice.
An hour of Rick talking about things that only he gives a shit about.
It's my time now.
There's a theme here.
I would love to do a panel on branding and spend the first 10 minutes giving like genuine informative answers about like what it is to like have a brand and like how to adhere to it and how to, pick something that genuinely encompasses things about yourself you like and you enjoy embodying.
And how hot you have to make them.
And then like I would fuck off for like a minute and I would come back in as the embodiment of the Thunder Pair Publishing memo blogs that I write for humor, where the owner, Drew Hayes, is just this mad drunken tyrant exercising his will and crazy whims on people. Like, you get promoted by beating the boss in the eggnog chugging contest.
See, I think the best uncomfortable panel would be branding, where you show up where there's a fire in the middle of the room with a bunch of like hot irons sticking in it.
Yeah. And a lot of fucking Bactine.
I just think it'd be fun to create a justifiable reason to embody that character for 40 minutes. And just piss off everybody else at the end. Be like, what? That was dedication to branding.
I think my panel would be on how to convince other people to fund your holiday to America. And if you want to listen to that panel, then you know what to do.
God damn it, Steve.
Once again, funnier than all the rest of us put together.
Oh,
Dick.
Actually, that does bring up. We really should thank everybody who funded Steve coming, because
Oh, absolutely.
that was just super awesome, to have the entire crew there.
Yeah, I had a really good time. Super grateful for everyone. I was just basically, my head was spinning for the entire 3 days of the con. It was fantastic meeting everyone. I wondered if it was going to be a bit weird and awkward, kind of meeting everyone face to face, but it wasn't. Just clicked instantly, and basically my feet didn't touch the ground for 3 days. It was fantastic.
And I loved listening to you bitch for 3 days about how hot the sun was there.
It was like being on the fucking sun. It was
Only it's way less
and that was
humid on the
Charlotte.
sun.
Don't come to Texas, Steve.
yeah, I'm super pink now. I'm like Majiboo.
What?
Sorry, that's a Dragon Ball Z reference. I should keep those to myself.
I thought that was some weird English slur, and I was like, whoa, Steve.
Whoa, steady up.
Yeah, having everybody together, having
It's not,
Joe and
Majiboo
Steve to
listeners.
join our ridiculousness was fantastic.
I had a brilliant time. Everyone was wonderful.
Yeah.
Drew Hayes is a giant. I liked how Drew Hayes. It made me feel like a child again.
Oh, look, there's a post from Hugh Howey on Facebook, showing some beautiful blue ocean.
Oh God, I thought he was talking shit about like my shark yacht.
Not yet.
Do you
Alright.
think
Give him time.
Howie is magic?
Yeah, this is
What?
not
He lives
live.
on a yacht. Yeah, he is
Yeah.
magic. That's fair. That's fair.
You just startled me for a second.
Yeah, so like he just posts a random "fuck you, Bevan" picture.
Fuck you, Bevan, and fuck your shark. And we all just have to take a step back and be like, whoa. Let's don't ever really fuck with you, Howie.
Sorry, Bevan.
I do want to say thank you again to everybody who helped bring Steve out, because yes, having him there was amazing. It added a whole new level to the con and to the podcast, and it was just a shitload of fun.
It was a wonderful experience. I'm sincerely grateful. I got to meet some people who I am proud to call my friends. Very talented, funny, excellent individuals. So
And
thank
then
you
he
very
met
much.
us.
Yeah, but that was just drunk Pikachu, so... All right, should we call that an interlude?
Yeah.
That's an interlude.
That's an interlude. All right, folks, we
I
will
gotta-
see you next episode with a real episode. Bye.
Bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to the original creators, which is us, the people who are playing it. The opening music, Take a Chance, and closing theme, Master of the Feast, are both credited to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and also used under a Creative Commons license.